Told you that's one of them ones, bro.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's my bag right there.
Hey,
what's that one called?
I was in silence.
Okay, yeah, that's it right there.
I sent you that, and I told you.
That's my jam. I ain't never heard that before.
Yeah,
I know I like that one.
Yeah, hey, and that's the one I said.
Yeah.
I said you gonna like this one, Ed. I said you gonna like this one.
That's the Drake I like right there.
Yeah. That was he draining accounts to make you love me. I ain't there yet. I don't think I ever be.
Man, I don't want to.
I ain't never drained no account. I don't think I can drain the account.
Man,
I don't think you can even drain the account unless you got so much.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
you can't drain the account when you go.
That action in itself was wild to me. Draining your account.
Draining the account is like more than 5 digits.
Yeah.
I think they like you can't drain an account with just 3 digits in there, 4 digits in there.
There got to be at least 5.
At least five.
Biggest to drain it. Oh my gosh, I drain my. Oh man, I need to. I'm gonna tap into that one.
Well, hey, he on them 5 digits. We on 2 digits. Episode 89, TEP Transferable Experience Podcast. How we doing today, my good friend? Ed?
Man, I've been doing good during the day. This time change, it's been rough for me, man. I can't lie to you.
It hasn't affected me this year. It hasn't hit me this year. It hasn't.
It's been knocking me out.
Yeah.
Then I'm in like a weird place to where like I go to work so early that
it's dark.
So it's like I literally can't catch sunlight, and it's day 3, and it's like about day 3ish, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of having a hard time
distinguishing.
Nah, just my overall well-being when I get off, because I'm naturally sleepy because like my body hadn't like adjusted, so when I get off from work I'm naturally sleepy, but it's like you still got stuff to do, and it's like my mind and body hadn't synced yet when it comes to this, and it's kind of hard because I just be tired. I feel tired, but it's like I only feel tired because it's dark out.
But you definitely one of the people that got a lot of afternoon activities too.
Yeah, I might say I normally have like a list of things to do.
I say like if you in the house already, it might just feel regular. Yeah. But if you out and about, you like, dang, it's dark already.
But it just like I just physically feel different right now when I get off. That's what I'm saying. It's like I physically like feel tired. It's like my work day is still the same. It's just it's walking outside and it's dark. It's like, okay, I'm naturally thinking it's time to go to sleep, but it's like, I got like a list of stuff to still.
You still got about 4 things to do.
So I don't know what I need to do. I need to start trying to figure out how to get some sunlight though. Because I was saying to myself, well, if I wake up early, that don't help as far as me getting sunlight. But, I'm gonna have to start utilizing my lunch if I just gotta go take a walk or sit outside.
Some people do that. Yeah.
I'm not getting any sunlight right now. Like
you need that. You need that.
Yeah, that's not.
You need that.
Healthy. Vitamin D. That's a thing, man.
That's a thing. Sunlight in itself.
Yeah,
especially you being I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go hotep with it, but
yeah, man.
Especially
I need a little of that sun to recharge me.
Yeah, you love the sun. I'm gonna just say that you love the sun, so you need sun.
So outside that though, it's been pretty good, man. Yeah. Oh, I must say, your mother.
Oh, Almitra.
She put in the comments her recipe. Then she DM'd me on Facebook.
No way.
With the recipe.
No way she DM'd you.
Try this. And I was like, yes, ma'am. That's all I responded.
No way she sent you a DM.
I felt like I need to eat hers. Okay. Hers before I try to make it on my own.
Okay.
But she definitely sent me the recipe. It's like a cherry.
Cream cheese.
Yeah. She sent me the recipe.
I'm like both proud and embarrassed right now.
Yeah, she tapped in, so thank you, Miss Alicia. I got you,
Mama. Why?
I'm gonna try it at y'all place first.
Yeah. It'll definitely be there
because I don't know. I got to know. I need to see it being made by somebody that's
they know what they're doing,
got experience.
Yeah, I can't.
But me to even say because. I would want that to be my perspective of it if I make it and then I just mess up. It
just don't be right,
Or it's my first time, so it's a little shaky. That's my perspective of it compared to,
somebody that know what they're doing. Yeah,
I'm going to try Miss Amisha this Thanksgiving. It's on my mind. I'm going to say, let me get the
cream cheese.
The cherry cream cheese pie.
Now, I will tell you, I didn't even know that she did that.
She did.
I didn't know. I know she commented because I saw the comments on the I didn't know she DM'd you.
Yeah. On Facebook because she sent that to me. She's like, try this. I said, yes, ma'am.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I got it.
Mama, you what? Okay. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for putting
I'm gonna still just come to y'all for Thanksgiving and try it.
Yeah.
Now I got the recipe already if I like it.
Yeah. And you know what? It's good. It's good. You're like, you know what else she told me? She was like, Ed might not have had it, but she said, I know for sure my Corey has. She's like, I don't know why my Corey said no. She's like, my Corey, I've watched him eat it before. You know what I'm saying? But okay, that's cool. That's what's up. You know what I did get a lot of feedback from that episode. A couple people hit me up, and it's funny. I did a lot of cooking over the weekend too. You didn't show me your gumbo.
I know. I need to get some bowls.
Was you just eating it straight out the pot or something?
No, I just don't got like no
presentable. Yeah. You need some.
I can show you a picture I aggressively took, but it won't paint the picture.
Okay.
But it came out pretty good. I'm actually still eating on it, which I probably need to stop at some point.
I still got beef tips.
Yeah, I'm still eating off of it because I had bought like my little healthy meal to cook during the week, and I was like, let me ride the gumbo out first, and I just put the ground turkey back in the freezer, and I was like, let me ride this out, see how far it take me. And I'm on day whatever. I skipped Sunday though. That's what helped me because I didn't finish cooking till late Friday because I was soaking my shoulder. Mm-hmm. So by the time I finished, I wasn't hungry anymore because it was late by the time the gumbo was done.
Yeah.
Then Saturday I ate it. Then Sunday I didn't.
You gotta take a little break sometime.
But then Monday I did. Tuesday I did, and I'm gonna eat it today. So yeah, like I say, I'm. But it's good though. You know, like when something is really good, it ain't like a task to like eat it.
You like, yeah, I'm about to.
It's like I'm enjoying, and I hadn't had gumbo in probably about a year or so. Yeah. I've been enjoying it, man.
But it was raining so hard over the weekend.
Yeah,
I definitely wanted to cook something that I didn't have to leave the house.
Yeah,
but I was really inside the house last weekend. I didn't do nothing. Like I went out, not out. I went out and like went to the store and stuff. Saturday, I was trying to build myself up to go out and do something.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know. I guess it's FOMO because it was our homecoming last weekend, and I was trying to go, and I kept trying to rev myself up, like get up, Jude, like go take advantage of this nice Saturday because it was nice Saturday, even though it was wet the day before.
Yeah,
so the ground was kind of wet, but like
it started off like it was a nice day because it was cold in the morning, then it was warmed just nice.
It was the day. I had the door open.
Yeah, I say it wasn't hot, it wasn't cold. Then it got cool at night.
Again, yes.
It was nice weather though Saturday. To say it had rained Friday, like
exactly. And I was just like, but why am I not able to get up and get out this house? I just didn't have no real reason to go. Like I didn't have no real reason. Like and sometimes it just be like that.
I was just say I didn't do anything Friday. Outside of Saturday, I went to a birthday party for a 1-year-old. Oh, yeah, I might say yes.
Was it like one of those birthday parties that turned into an adult party? Or did they keep it?
Yes and no. It was kind of an intimate event. Oh. And I walked in and it was just a bunch of babies. And I was like, wow. Ooh. And I was like, dang, it's a lot of babies here. Yeah. And my friend was like, well, so 1-year-old birthday party. These are all her friends. Then, you know, myself, I started to ask myself, like, wait, how you know they friend? Like, how's friendship formed for a 1-year-old? Or do you just like their parents? Another story for another day.
Another episode.
But anywho, you know, I guess
that's a good
because they babies, bro. They don't know. Maybe they all like each other. I don't know. But they won. They was all like literally around one. So you know, at that point, they like
just soaking in stuff. Bro.
Very much still babies, slightly a kiss independent, but not really. But they can kind of play on their own.
Yeah. They just around each other.
But I was literally one of 3 people that was there that didn't have a small kid, and I was like, "Oh dang! I guess I."
Was the conversation just everybody telling stories?
No, everybody was. All the babies was one. You know, you gotta like.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
tending to a 1-year-old. You can't just be over here enjoying yourself and they just entertain themselves. That's when you gotta like, you know.
I would imagine like the conversations you guys were having. People were like, "Oh, when she was such and such, and when I had her."
Oh, maybe I don't know. Okay. Everybody was kind of just.
Okay. I think about those type of
in baby mode with their babies. Yeah. And I was just soaking it in, enjoying it.
We at that age, bro.
Yeah, I was like I said, it wasn't the fact that people wasn't around my age. It's just they all had concerns.
Now, bro, we are the ones that's left.
Yeah,
like we're that now. Like, you know,
it did kind of turn into like what you said, kind of an adult party because they kind of had like in the garage. That's where they had like the adult beverages at.
There you go.
And they had the games going, and
there you go.
I wasn't really in there because I wanted to be at the party, but it wasn't a lot of people, so it was. People that was in the garage would have to come out to do certain stuff anyway. But then after a while, we just was in there, man. Yeah. They got the pool table going.
There you go.
I ran the pool table.
What? I'm proud of you, man.
I did that for a while until I lost. And because the party was only for about 2 hours, and from 12 to 2, and I stayed to about 4 or something. So it kind of turn into an adult party because at the end all the people pretty much had left and we was just still in there kind of just kicking it, shooting pool, just kind of chopping it up and stuff. So it was a pretty cool time, and checked out this other little event for about an hour, and that was all I did Saturday. And I literally did not leave my house Sunday until when they got something to eat. But I think I needed that because like my life is only like gonna go up from here. We got our trip coming up, and then like got a wedding after that, but then I'm off, so I'm gonna be back home, and then I don't work for a while. So I think that's why too I wasn't necessarily pressed to get active because I know like my life about to be active the next few weeks.
Take a little time.
Really the month of November, so it's kind of like
it's gonna turn up. I was telling somebody that too. I was like, they was like, you ain't go to your homecoming? I was just like, first of all, I go to a PWI. Number 2, it's still good though. UNT, I love y'all. But still, I was just like, I got the trip coming up. Then after that, Thanksgiving, class reunion, whatever else we doing. And I was like, but I'm about to really, I was just telling somebody I was texting, like, I'm really about to be busy until about January, to be honest. Yeah. To be honest, this is just a little getaway before all the madness start, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to that and stuff like that. My week was pretty good. Bro, I had a little injury, bro. Like Saturday night, Sunday. I don't know. I guess I watched the TV. I got on a mean I Am Athlete spree. I was on a mean one, bro. A mean one. I'm talking about. I watched about 6 of them. Okay. Now, they about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah.
So I was up to about.
Tapped in.
Yeah, I tapped in. I was just sitting, bro. I didn't have nothing else to do. Fell asleep on the couch. I woke up. I get up, I'm just moving around. I try to whip my head to the right. Felt like a sharp little pain. I'm like, okay, what's that? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work it out. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm like, oh, this just happened. We fall asleep on the couch. Yeah. Sometimes it happens. I'm like, okay. And me, to the listeners, I play football and I play linebacker. So, like, neck stuff is just like something I'm kind of used to. Most times it'd be like a pinch nerve or something like that. Or I just like a little stiffness quick in my neck. And usually I can get rid of it in a day. So I'm dealing with it like, oh, it'll be done by the end. It'll be done by tomorrow. Yeah. Shoot, Monday came, but got a little worse. I'm like, oh. And like it started like hurting when I was doing like menial tasks, like getting out the car. I never knew. You never know what muscles involved in something until
it's not right. It's hurting or something.
But I was trying to get out the car, and like the step I take it with my lip to get out the car. I didn't know I flexed this muscle when getting out the car, and it was hurting. I was like, "What is going on?" So Tuesday, I had to nurse it up, man. I had to go in the IR. I ain't go to the gym or nothing. I ain't gonna lie. Took me a couple muscle relaxers. To have me a little patch. Boy, I was knocked out. I slept from the time I got home to about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. And that's when I posted that video in the chat. And I was just up, bro. And it was cool, but it's dangerous, of course, because when you got that big shift, I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm going to try to make myself go to sleep tonight because it can start, we talked about this before. It could spiral to where I'm not going to sleep and I'm up all night. But anyway, outside of that, work has been cool. As a manager, I've been doing my one-on-ones, which is interesting because, like, you ever, like, be in a group setting. I don't know if you do this, maybe you do. You can answer this. You can speak on that. When you in a group setting, and asking if everybody's all right in a group setting is different than asking somebody if they all right one-on-one.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could walk in the room and be like, "Hey, everybody all right?" Everybody, yeah, I'm straight. You know, I might pull you to the side. Hey, you doing all right? Nah, I ain't all right. Whoa. I thought everybody was cool. He's like, but you asked the group. You ain't asked me.
Yeah.
And doing one-on-ones is kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like for subordinates. They get their chance to like let it out.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I'm middle management, bro. So I have enough power, but not enough power to make decisions.
Yeah.
So a lot of the decisions that are made company wide, I'm just carrying them out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the soundboard for all the complaints.
Yeah.
So I just had to put that mask on, put that shield up, and just let them vent, really. And most of them was all right. Usually when I do stuff like that, because I've did one-on-ones and before it, boy, they let me have it. Mm-hmm. But I'm just a representative of the power structure.
Yeah.
I'm the person that they can talk to about that. And it's been kind of cool because it's cool to see how when you having these group conversations like on Teams or on our work chat, everybody seem all right. But once you can sit them down one-on-one, people be having stuff to say, man.
Yeah.
And I let them get it out. But it was cool to just maybe just think about times in which you want to say something. How many times are you in a situation where you want to say something but you don't?
I
asked that on purpose.
Oh my God.
I asked that completely on purpose.
Me personally, quite often.
Okay.
I typically have quite often. Pretty darn often. I think I've learned to kind of filter, I guess, myself in a sense.
What are your mechanisms for like suppressing that? Like, how do you make yourself suppress that?
Me personally, I just think about what would this, if I say this, what will it do?
Like, what's the outcome?
Like what? No, like what's the purpose of this? Am I saying something that's gonna help, hurt? Like what is like the purpose of what I'm saying? Like, okay. Like, is it needed or can it not be said? You know, like I go through that, especially sometimes too, especially when it don't have anything to do with me. Okay, that's when I really ask myself that, you know, because it's like, if it got something to do with me, of course, I feel like I have the right to, you know, say something, more so speak my mind. But when it may just be a friend or something, and I just don't agree with something that they do or say or conduct themselves, it's like, of course, granted, unless I just really feel like I need to step in and say something, then I will. But I don't know. I kind of just ask myself that, like, does this need to be said, or do you just want to say it? Okay. And, that kind of helped me, like, kind of filter some of the things that end up coming out my mouth. Okay. And like I said, that's for me. That's kind of like just kind of like a learned mechanism over time. Because you used to, because I used to didn't have a filter. Like, I didn't think I would just literally say just say my thoughts, for better or worse. It's for worse. A lot of it was for worse. Like, a lot. It was completely unfiltered. Those are my thoughts.
But it was like a stream of it used to be like a stream of consciousness. Because you would say something, then say what made you think about it, and you'll do that for like 4 minutes. And then it's like, okay, you could have just said you didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? You could have just said you didn't like it or you didn't want to be here.
But them was literally my thoughts that was just being said out loud. Like, I literally used to think out loud.
But that was that freeing for you, or that's just how you knew how to be?
I mean, both, I guess. It was freeing, but that was just kind of how I just...
That's just how you went about life.
Till you gain a little bit more awareness and you realize, oh, wow, this... like... some of this stuff rub people the wrong way, or it's hurtful. Maybe you should filter some of this.
And you know what's funny?
But then, go ahead. No. But then I was like, I say, for me too, it was like, although I would give my raw, uncandid opinion on everything, my purpose was never like, I never had ill will. I never was malicious. But even if your intent not malicious, but that's what you constantly doing. that's when you got to kind of check yourself. And be like, hold on now. You may not mean what I may not mean harm, but if I'm still doing you harm,
What's one of my favorite sayings? He don't mean me no wrong, but he don't mean me no right either.
So I kind of felt like I was at that point, and I was like, well, no, that ain't what I'm trying to do. So I mean, like I say, just having that awareness and stuff, and realizing that. So it's like, okay, well, I think this is for the best for everybody, because if you constantly come off a way, but you say you don't mean to, but people clearly telling you that you are, then at that point you kind of dang, it's an expression or a word, maybe it's a legal thing, but it's like it's one thing when you like you're ignorant to the fact of it, but if you aware and you still doing it, it's like
you kind of like I see what you're saying.
You, not an accomplice, but you like you guilty of it at that point, because even if
you're culpable. You're kind of culpable. You're kind of like, I know a word. I just had it in my head.
I can't think of the expression.
It's like you're aware of the outcome, but you do it anyway.
Yeah. And that may not be your intent, but if people telling you how it's affecting them and you keep doing it at that point, you can't lean on that no more. That ain't the croak. At that point, you.
Because it's been a lot of times like, Ed, this what happened last week. You just said you did the same thing last week. You pissed everybody off.
Because at that point, if you still doing it, then you can't lean on say, well, I don't mean no harm. If somebody tells you, well, you are doing harm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I say, for me, that kind of just.
Let me ask you this, because this kind of goes into the overall topic. Back then, see if you could like turn back the hands of time and just put yourself in them shoes again. When you had the thought, I'm talking about when the thought came across your mind. Do you believe because you had the thought it was well placed and it should be said?
I didn't even think that deep about it. I just go.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like I say, I felt like when I was that unfiltered, I didn't truly know myself yet because I was so young. So I didn't even have that introspective perspective of myself at that point. I was literally just going with it.
So you weren't just actively conscious about it?
No, that was just how I knew life. And like I said, I had just like, I don't know, through just life and comfort, just got to that point where I just would just speak my mind with reckless abandonment.
Okay. Because I got here, our old friend Psychology Today. And this is talking about suppression. So I'm going to give you just a straight up definition. And then I'm going to give you a little, something you can react to. So suppression. The action of suppressing something such as an activity or a publication. In medicine, it can be the stoppage or reduction of a discharge or secretion. Biology, the absence of non-development or of a part or organ that is normally present. Right? And our good friends at Psychology Today, they say when we suppress thoughts and emotions, we push them out of conscious awareness. When we do this, we hope that the thoughts and emotions will go away and no longer affect us in a way. Unfortunately, the human brain doesn't work like that. Instead, suppression may actually amplify. And it says our negative emotions, but that's why I asked you, like, when the thought came across your mind, do you think it was well placed, or if it's something you just had to push off to the side? Like, you feel like you had to suppress that. But from what I'm hearing is you just leaned into it because it, you weren't conscious about it, so you weren't even able to identify and then, dismiss it. Which is interesting. Because I think I had kind of got my hand on suppression earlier in life. Because I had things I thought. I got mad and stuff, like even as a child growing up. And I used to act on my stuff. Because to be honest, I used to be like I'm a talkative dude now, but I was a talkative kid as well. But the way in which I'm talkative now, kind of a little bit more poised and like charismatic and kind of more careful with the words. Back then, I used to just say it. I used to be talking like, if I thought it, I said it because I wanted just to contribute to conversation. And that made me get like, I'm one of the people that got like, I got A's and everything with a U in conduct. And the U in conduct used to just be like, talk too much. You just talk too much during class because I just always wanted to talk. That's because I had so many thoughts and feelings and expressions. And like, as a kid, I used to just get it out, I think now in my older age, I've been able to suppress them things. Not necessarily like in a negative way, but like hold off on that. Like that might not be like it's natural because it's coming across your mind. Mm-hmm. It's natural because it's like bubbling up in you. It's an emotion that you feel. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of them people, I believe in letting emotions flow. Like, I don't like stopping them because it make other stuff, you know. But once you're aware of it and you know, like you said, you know what it leads to, then you can start showing your restraint and your thing like that. And that's why I asked you that question, you know.
Yeah, because I think, to kind of just piggyback off of what you said, I think like I do suppress myself these days, but it's more so to like be more intentional with my words and stuff. Like my feelings gonna like feel regardless. You know, I can't stop how I feel about stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like I can't control my feelings, just to be honest. Like I guess,
okay.
Like if you upset me, I can be like, oh, it's whatever. But if I still feel it,
yeah,
I still feel it. But what I can do is, as far as what I think where suppression comes into my life these days is I don't say something instantly. I kind of think about it.
Okay.
And kind of try to analyze things, see them from different perspectives. I don't just instantly, if you just instantly do something, I'm not going to probably just instantly respond.
Just pop out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you
like
know
if
what?
I come to somebody with a concern or something like that these days, it was thought I just.
Yeah.
Or like I say, or it's been brewing for a while, and maybe that was the last straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
But it ain't just like out of nowhere for me. And like I said, I feel like that's good as part. That kind of goes into like kind of for me like practicing restraint and stuff because it's.
Well, that's good because I got another definition for you. Because what you're kind of describing is repression, and repression is the action of subduing someone or something by force. Second definition is what you're talking about: the restraint, prevention, or inhibition of a feeling, quality, etc. I kind of feel like that's what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Like you got to repress yourself so you don't act out. Not act out, but you don't like respond in a very abrasive, vigorous way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I think for me too is just like. I have. For me, I think it's like when I take time to like respond, it's like it give me time to like get my thoughts and really think on it. You know, not get caught up in like the heat of the moment or like my responses these days are not very like emotion charged. You know, like I try not to give emotional responses. So like,
you crazy right. So I feel like that suppression to come in. Like say somebody did me wrong, like in the moment. And I ain't gonna lie, you've seen that happen. Mm-hmm. I used to argue with people in parking lots in front of parties. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't do that as much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? But like that initial feeling of like hurt, embarrassment, shame, a little bit of hurt, pride. That's that immediate emotion that needs to be suppressed. So I got to suppress that in the moment because you know this can lead to like negative actions, negative words. I got to get control of it. Me repressing it is like holding that down for that night and maybe the next day, and then coming back and talking to you. I think repression is more like control. You know, I would think so. Allowing yourself, like we say, the grace to feel and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you just gotta think stuff through and like
look, it says the impact of suppression. Number one, there's an immediate surge of unwanted thoughts. Then when people say I could just like slap you right now, you know, people say that I could just do this to you right now, or they storm out and you know and stuff like that. That's that immediate. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
But yeah, I guess I think that's. I agree with that one. That's kind of like what we were talking about.
Yeah, my bad.
And then the number 2 is the unwanted thoughts increasingly intrude upon other thoughts as time goes by. Oh, we're talking about for the impacts of suppression. Yeah, because sometimes too, like I feel like these days it's like sometimes I won't react in the moment. I'd be like, okay, well, if it's still bothering me, let me give it a break. If it's still bothering me, okay, I'll say something then. But let me just see if it's like,
let me see if I can work it out myself.
Yeah, or if it's like really just like on some heat of the moment, it's really not that big of a deal. Or if it really is, like that's what I say. I feel like I kind of like got my own internal process I work through when it comes to a lot of stuff these days. I don't, like you said, I just don't just instantly react to it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have a lot of unwanted thoughts.
You know, I never really tried to categorize my thoughts
as unwanted, because
wanted or unwanted. They just
if they exist. There, they just there.
Yeah, they just exist. Because
I never had a thought you was like, I don't want to be thinking this.
Yeah, I have, but in my mind, that's just mean like for me. Okay. I know sometimes too, some stuff stay on my mind because I need to like address it. And if I don't ever address it, then it's just gonna be there. Yeah. That can be like with another person. Heck, it could be something I need to do that I just been avoiding doing.
Oh, that's my life right there. That's my life right there.
Like you say, it's like I know I need to do this, but it's still on your mind.
It's still on your mind, and it just stay there, and it festers, and it festers.
But sometimes too, I feel like okay, you put this off, and it really wasn't that bad. You could have just knocked this out.
Yeah, you could have. Gotta get over yourself.
I realize though, the thing that I do is sometimes if I'm having a difficult time with something or don't really know quite how to do it, that be kind of stuff I put off sometimes.
That you don't know how to do.
Yeah,
because like doing those things, it's kind of, and I know men, we kind of had this bad, and people in general, but you know us, like, because for me to do that, I gotta admit that I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? I gotta just like submit to the learning process of something that I felt like I should know. That's for me sometimes, you know. That happens to me.
Yeah. I think sometimes for me too, it'd be like if I don't know how to do something, then like I've asked, but like the guidance I was given really wasn't that great, and I'm gonna have to just stumble through it. That can be, or sometimes if I got something to do and like I don't have a hard deadline, that'd be my thing too. Like if it's like I could really knock this out in a week, but if I got 3 months to do this, it's like
you just made me think about that. Yeah.
So I'm not as motivated, or that's when I put stuff off. Like when it's like I do better when I have a deadline, because if you give me like a far deadline, like 3 months, and I know I can do something in a week.
It's been a lot
my
of
thought process don't be just get it done. But I try to implement that mindset of rip the Band-Aid off, just get it over with. Because I always had like a admiration for people that like would just be on top of stuff.
Yeah, they just knock it out.
Like one of my old roommates when I went to school with, Trayvon, he actually was one of those type of guys. Like,
shout out to Trayvon.
If it was a paper due, he wasn't waiting up until it was due. Like if it was due Wednesday, he ain't gonna start on it Tuesday or Monday. Nah, whenever they assigned it, he gonna go ahead and get started.
We gotta get this out the way. Yeah.
And I always respected people like that they just don't like push it off and make it harder on themselves. And
I never thought about it, but procrastination as a subset of suppression, there's definitely a link in that.
I'm about to say, because sometimes you got to look at why you avoid doing stuff that you got to do, you know?
Well, we have a paragraph for that. It says an alternative hypothesis is that when we suppress a thought, we label it in our brains as bad. Unfortunately, our brains have an unconscious process that helps us keep an eye out for bad things. So our brains may try to keep these things in mind so we get them done. You know what I mean? Like, it's like an uncompleted task. It's like an uncompleted like task in your brain, and it keeps bringing you back to that to say, hey, we got to complete this.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get this off our mind. Hey, we got to complete this pathway, you know, this synapse. And that's kind of what it is, because it states in the one before it, how suppression has paradoxical effects. Basically, the more we try to force our thoughts or emotions away, the stronger they become. And there's more here. Some people suggest suppression doesn't work because some part of us wanted to think about these unwanted thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean when I say, like, you got to admit to, like, not knowing. Well, I got to admit to not knowing it or not knowing what I'm doing and stuff like that. Because my brain labels it as a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to push it away so I don't have to deal with the problem. But my brain going to keep bringing it back.
And sometimes I feel like, I do think procrastination is a subset of suppression, because I know, like, for me sometimes, like with tedious tasks, not difficult, just tedious, I'll do kind of push those away sometimes, like me having to fold clothes, like
that's the number one.
It's not hard, it's just tedious.
Oh my God, that's the number one thing.
I'm not the best with tedious tasks.
I got stuff on my bed right now.
Yeah, I got
we got a
basket to fold.
Let's say we got a pack.
It's just tedious stuff. It's like, it's not hard. It's just
now under repression. It says that repression is a defense mechanism in which people push difficult, unacceptable thoughts out of conscious awareness. Kind of sound the same.
I was about to ask it,
but I feel like repression is more of a reaction to like that immediate surge of emotion. I think what you do to that is suppressing it. How you react to, like, okay, look, I ain't gonna confirm whether it's true or not. Let's say me and my girl have an argument outside the party. She called me a BAN. You know what I mean? In front of everybody. Okay. Now I'm a little hurt, a little embarrassed. She really got me up, okay? Now I want to call her out her name. I want to, like, embarrass her. But, you know, that's not the right thing to do. I should be the bigger man. I am the man. And I ain't trying to be labeled sassy no more. So, like, those immediate wants to do those things and say those things and raise my voice and yell, I got to suppress that. Where the repression comes in is the next day. I ain't going to talk to her. I don't feel like talking to her. You know what I mean? I ain't texting her back. I'm going to just go hoop. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go work out. I'm going to get on the game.
Yeah.
I might take somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get those unwanted, difficult thoughts out of my mind, because that's something that happened and we got to handle that. And that's going to mess with me. But I'm trying to push it out. I'm trying to repress that. You know? But that's just my response, my defense mechanism. So she don't, I ain't got to say, you hurt me.
Yeah.
You embarrassed me out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a difficult situation. It's difficult to tell somebody that, because it might lead to other stuff. But that's just a quick example. Like, that's how it happens, though. And then, you know how it'd be like, bro, don't let a small problem turn into a big problem. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't know if you deal with that. Not is it that specific example, but like, you know, I think that's how I interpret it. Like these articles.
But suppression is interesting anyways. Like I said, when you was talking about unwanted thoughts, I was just trying to think of a time. I did go through like a kind of a situation before where I was having thoughts and I was actively trying to suppress them because I didn't want to think about it, but I literally thought about it every single day. And like, I don't think I'm a good suppressor, to be honest with you.
I think
as far as with thoughts, I don't.
Yeah, I agree with you saying that, because you've definitely told me like, bro, this is just messing with me. Like, you can't even like, bro, this is messing with me. I got to do something about this. Like,
yeah, I'm about to say, because even if it's just like if I'm still thinking it's just gonna be on my mind until like I say something, and if I don't say anything. But that's what I say. It be certain things like that where I have to say stuff, and then there's other times like I said,
like, it don't even matter no more.
When I'm just like talking to people and I kind of like filter myself. That's like,
and you know you can always tell like that. Like that, you take that break or let me get some space. And then when you come to, you be like, I ain't even that serious.
Yeah.
But when you still got that feeling that's still there, you're like, oh, okay. Because you know when it's something and when it's nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I say I felt like for me sometimes it's like, it's better for me to like kind of give it a little time, because sometimes it can be something where it's like, oh, that don't even really need to be addressed, I'm fine. Or sometimes it's like if I give it time and it's still on my mind. And granted, my time may not be as long as others. It may just be a day or so, but I'm like, oh, no, it's still on my mind. Now I need to say something. But at that point, it's not as heat of the moment, and you can kind of like articulate yourself a little bit better, and you're not as
Sometimes
you're just not as emotional about it,
yeah.
you know.
Sometimes it be my fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes it be your fault. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But you got to give yourself that space in that room to even like filter out the emotions.
Yeah, because if you tell me that in
the moment,
if I say something in the moment and you say that, then I might get defensive, or it may not even be that much of a productive conversation compared to me giving it a day and you say that, you're like, oh well, I really didn't look at it that way, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I just thought about them turning off that little Uzi verse. Like that's a situation like that. It's a good verse. Don't mean nothing. Could have went back and listened to something else. If you know about that little Uzi verse.
No, that would have just nah, that ain't a good one. I stand by that one. There's a lot of stuff I don't.
You repressing that?
Action.
You repressing it?
Nah, I just don't see that the way other people. Nah, he was wrong, not me.
Well, you didn't do. Well, you did suppress yourself because you didn't do what you wanted to do.
Yeah,
it's a lesson in there somewhere. But I get that though, because I've been in a lot of situations where, bro, where we from, bro? It's a lot of heated situations. Things start off as jokes. You know what I mean? Things will start off as just a little bit almost. Then they get more serious than they need to. Then somebody don't say what they want to say. Then they just start repressing things. Now you start repressing a lot of things over time. Then you giving birth to a real live issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it becomes deeply rooted. It's like a seed, man. You know what I mean? Like you said, rip that Band-Aid off. Sometimes you got to pull that weed out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it'll grow if you don't say nothing. Like, next thing you know, you wonder why I do, guarding you all tough outside the gym, at the little 3-on-3. Mm-hmm. You don't even know. You didn't say something to this man 6 years ago that he never said nothing about, but he always been wanting to say that. You know what I'm saying? This whole time he calling you a coward or a liar. Yeah. You don't even know why he calling you that. You don't even know that's being said about you. But it don't bubble up until like those moments like that. And you be like, bro, I had a situation like that, like last week, bro, on a more like interpersonal level. This person thought I lied to them way back when in high school. Like, you lied to me, you said this, and then you did that. And I said, did you ever ask me if I did that? And they was like, no, I just saw you, and I just assumed. I said, come on, man. Come on, you know I don't like stuff on my jacket like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you could have asked me that in 2010 and we would have been good.
I was like, that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
you
like,
living with that.
Yeah, that's what I said. You just been living with that. And look, I said it's so crazy that you've been going through life thinking that that's fact, and like you believe that to be fact, and you just now asking me about that, and I'm telling you, no, that's not what happened, and that's not what I meant. It's crazy, bro. That really threw me for a loop, bro. That really threw me for a loop.
And then I think for me too, suppression. I don't do well with suppression because even if like you do something to bother me and I guess suppress it, I still move as though I'm bothered. So you gonna wonder like, well, what's going on with him?
Yep.
And it's like I don't like doing that to people. Like I said, I might give it a day where I might. Try to just see if I can just, work through it internally. It may not mean as much to me, but like, I don't like doing that to people where it's like, I'm suppressing this, but I still feel how I feel about it. So I'm like treating you as such, but you don't know anything because I didn't tell you because I suppressed it. And I don't like doing that to people. And I think too, that's when I feel like, okay, this is why I need to say something because they gonna clearly know something is going on. And I feel like a lot of men conduct themselves like that when it comes to like with other men, where it's like, instead of them like saying, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, that hurt my feelings," or that embarrassed me, or that just rubbed me the wrong way, they'll suppress it, but then treat you according to how you made them feel, but then they won't.
That's what I was just
saying.
won't.
Yeah, they won't articulate it and tell you, like you said, that I don't even know if that was with another man or a woman, but it's with both. But I feel like that happens a lot in like especially the African American male community because we so tough and we gotta be gorillas all the time and we just can't admit Nah, bro, that kind of
stung.
That hurt my feelings, man, that hurt me. Like, man, that was kind of mean. I didn't,
Yeah, and you know it's crazy. Like, I think some of that. Well, number one, I got two responses to what you said. Number one, I think when you do suppress yourself, you kind of take yourself out of that natural state. Mm-hmm. And we need to have a conversation about what our natural state is.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like a natural state. Like, I can't move throughout the day without coming to this same little roadblock mentally throughout the day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do something else. It pops back up.
Oh, you know when you off, you're not in, like you said, your natural state where something is.
It's just like something off. Yeah, it's just like I don't even feel like talking to people. You know what I mean? I don't even feel like being around people. Mm-hmm. Like it might not even be you that messed up. It might be somebody else. But like I'm not even in the mood to interact with you because I'm thinking about what I want to do to this other person. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two is dang, I forgot. What I was trying to say. It'll come back to me. But it takes you out your natural state. And I think that I know what it is. Number two, why it's so prevalent with men is because like our misconception is that once we do tell that other man that we're like entering, like that enters us into like this weird A-word, like secret code of conduct that we have with each other. Well, if I engage in this, now we at like some type of like jousting match, kind of like, well, let me make sure he don't get the best of me, best of me. Make sure he don't mark me out as a coward.
Become like a pissing contest.
Yeah, it kind of be like, well, you ain't about to make me feel like no.
Yeah, no one man want to feel like they got like somebody else got the one up on them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell you sorry, then you go up and tell me, I made that dude apologize. Yeah. Well, you ain't make me apologize. You know what I'm saying? Like, if like as soon as you do that though, it like starts that. Mm-hmm. So instead of just starting that, dudes would rather be passive aggressive and avoid each other in the hallway so they don't got to do that. You know what I mean? Instead of just finding the healthy.
And sometimes you can know you wrong, but like you said, you just like, bro, I gotta apologize. Yeah, and just don't want a man to have that one up on you.
Yeah. It's just like,
or you gotta present yourself in a vulnerable state.
Yeah. Or you just wait till you get drunk like most dudes do.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey, it'll be that quick. It'd be a quick little 2 minutes.
A simple conversation with fix, but
bro, be standing next to each other the whole time they pull 09, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Bro, I'm sorry, bro. That's not even what I meant. Bro, what? Why you just not telling me? I was gonna wait for you to say something. I'll wait for you to say something. But anyway, yeah. So, and I got one last thing to answer your question from psychology today, and I'll put these in the description so y'all can tag along. It says the difference between repression and suppression.
Okay.
Suppression is similar to repression, but there's one key difference. Forgetting is conscious rather than unconscious. Suppression refers to the conscious and sometimes rational decision to put an uncomfortable, although not totally unacceptable, stimulus to the side. Mm-hmm. Either to deal with it at a later time, like you said, you don't like doing, or to abandon it altogether, like I said, I be trying to do. Mm-hmm. Suppression can be viewed as a conscious analog of repression.
Okay.
Yeah, if I say I'm still digesting.
Yeah, me too.
I'm still digesting.
I can't lie.
I'm still digesting.
I get kind of tripped up on them too.
But hey, it's something in there.
Yeah, I can't pull it out right now.
Hey, it's in there. What I'm kind of seeing is just that, like, when you make the conscious decision to like take a idea that's in your head and put it to the side, might be suppressing it. You know what I mean?
And then what they talk about too is on how to deal with suppression. And the first one is
that's good.
Write about your feelings. And I feel like too, like when I was in my
I gotta do that more.
Most
dire.
Yeah,
dire
straight emotionally.
Yeah,
I used to write because like
that's good for you, bro.
I had to, man, because it was just like I had to get. Instead of it just being in me, I needed to at least just put pen to sheets.
Yeah, I was just about to say pen to sheets.
Even if it was just for me and
just for you to read, you might rip it up after that. But you know what I'm saying?
Because like I say, and I think that's what kind of helped me kind of somewhat stabilize myself when I was just going through those times at my worst was I would write. Like I have like notebooks full because I had to write every day.
Oh, you kept them?
Yeah, I had to write every day at one point in my life.
Oh wow,
it was that bad because I couldn't like get it out to anybody.
Notebooks?
Yeah, only one of them is full though. Life got a little bit better after a while, but yeah, I was just that 2012-ish time, man. It was rough. 2011. Well, no, I started writing this stuff in like 2012. Like I say, it just helped me like kind of like not suppress stuff because you getting it out in some form, you know.
Yeah, you are,
and it's just not all the way in you. And I think it helped me too sometimes because since I would write it, I can go back and read it, and it helped me gain perspective. It was like, oh yeah, that was me being very emotional in the moment, but even just the following day, I was like, oh, that really isn't that serious. But like when you just got so much suppressed and like you just so many thoughts and you feel stuff way more intensely than you would if you was like in a good headspace compared to when you like in a more negative headspace.
Right. And you know what I found that, I'm sorry, I'm away from the mic. You know what I found that writing does for me? Mm-hmm. It materializes it. Mm-hmm. Instead of it being some kind of like abstract cloud of thought in my mind, instead of it just being something that I'm juggling with from in my head, let me write it down.
Yeah.
Let me look at it. You know what I mean? It's spelled out.
Yep.
And then you get to see like, okay. And I'm one of the people, once I start, I just keep going. And I was doing my journaling in my phone. I used the Perspective app, so shout out to Perspective, want to sponsor us. Anyways, it's a good app, and I track my stuff like weekly and daily. And if you go back to like 2017, 2018, when I was 2016, 2017, when I was like down and out, it's a lot of entries, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to myself raw.
Yeah.
What's up with you, man? What's up with you, man? I write this to myself, bro. Sure, I don't know. You know what I mean? But writing is definitely a good one, and it's a release too. Because once you can transfer them from just your mind to on that sheet of paper,
they really do help.
And you read them back sometimes, you be like, you might find an answer and just read, and you're like, bro, I could have just.
Or sometimes too, it can kind of help give you encouragement too, because it'd be like, oh man, I thought this was going to be the end of the world, or this was so intense, and I got past this. Like, sometimes I think somebody had quoted that. It was like every difficult, impossible situation you ever been through that you thought you wouldn't get through, up until this point, you got through.
You got to.
Like I said, I felt like just going through that and like reliving it, because you see how you felt emotionally in that moment where it was just so charged and
so dark. You thought you didn't have a way out.
So I do think that really do help. And then the next one is practice acceptance, and they said accepting emotions may help decrease them more quickly. Acceptance may also be helpful for calming anxiety or panic. And I do think that's true too, because I just at one point, I guess I was just so used to like life kind of bending to my will. So when it didn't, I gotta say that like was a lot for me to like get used to and accept. But once you just started like accepting stuff, it do make life a little easier just to be able to practice acceptance. When
you finally say that's just the way it is, and you say, hey, I can't control this, like this is happening. I had to do that recently, trying to have something go one way and it wasn't going that way, and ultimately when it got switched up, I had to like let go of like my own attachments to it and just say, hey, this is happening, like whether I like it or not. Like it's going to play out like this. Yeah. So either I can accept the terms of this and the conditions, or I could just continue suffering. Yeah. And my suffering, like my well-being means more than anything. You know? So
I'm at the same place in my life where my well-being is my top priority.
Yeah, it's top priority. Like I want to be comfortable with myself when I go to sleep. I want to wake up rejuvenated and loving life. Like I shouldn't wake up and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like
anxious, or just have a heavy heart.
Yeah, especially with that anxiety.
Just be angry.
Calming that anxiety thing. We touch on that a little bit on a lot of episodes on here. Like, you got to get yourself centered. We're always talking about getting yourself centered.
Yeah. So I think acceptance helped with that a lot. And two, sometimes I be having to check myself because you know, I done kind of got to a place in life where, you know, stuff is pretty good for the most part, and stuff normally go the way it's planned. But sometimes when it don't, that's when I gotta like, or when something that was supposed to go away, another monkey get thrown in the what is it? A monkey
wrench.
A monkey wrench get thrown in the plans. That's the expression.
You can say wrench. Yeah, a wrench gets thrown in the plan. A wrench.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And it's like I be having to check myself where it's like, hold on, this is gonna be this way regardless. So at this point, you can't do nothing but accept it. I was like, you getting upset or being bothered, it don't really change it because
you just wasting energy.
I might say because it's gonna be what it's gonna be regardless. So.
After you get done huffing and puffing and pouting
then
or crying,
then it's just that
it's still there, like, you know. And I think that's a reality that we learned.
Yeah. And then I think this one too is super important, which I think is what kind of helped me in just my day-to-day life, which they say exercise. If you're having a hard time with some negative thoughts or emotions, doing vigorous exercises may be helpful if your body and brain are forced to use resources elsewhere to do the exercises. This seems to help distract the mind more easily, which is true. Like I know for me personally, if I just got something like really, really heavy on my mind, I gotta break a sweat. Like sometimes it help get your mind off of it. Sometimes it just like take away all like the
angst.
Yeah, the angst and all that, and just help you kind of just be calm. Or
I feel like you remember when like you would have writer's block in school. Or something like that, couldn't get over, or couldn't get over a math problem or an essay or whatever. You know how like you take a break, you come back to it, and you come back with like a more organized mind.
Yeah,
and you just knock it out. Like you know what I'm saying? I think feelings kind of work in the same way for me, and exercise is that break.
Well, yeah, I mean, I say because that's kind of like
I feel like I clean the slate.
I was about to say that was kind of a conversation we had where like. When we do something with our hands, give us time to get our thoughts together.
Like, oh my God, I didn't figure out the answer to my problem so many times washing dishes.
Yeah,
I just be washing dishes and be like, this what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this.
Do something.
I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna do this first. Yeah, you're right. And exercise just like that for me too, because it clears it. Like it clears my mind so much that when I'm done exercising, I'm refocused. Everything kind of just falls. It falls in place after that.
Or because you're doing something. I don't know, it just kind of help you like
exert.
Yeah, you just don't focus mainly on that. You focus on something. I don't know, it just help you just organize your thoughts. Yeah. I feel like most times too, that's normally when I organize my thoughts.
Just exercising.
Yeah, that's like
you begin your day together while you boxing.
I don't know, not when I'm boxing. That's different. I be just there when it comes to box. But if I'm in the gym by myself, that's like just lifting. That's when.
And the best time is when you just completely zone out, like like you ain't thinking about nothing. I mean, we talked about this 2 episodes ago, but when you ain't thinking about nothing, man, that's good. That's good. Yeah. That's good, and it's alleviating.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about this because you know the holidays come, and a lot of people. This is when a lot of things happen. Some people get a lot more depression around the holidays with family and things.
I'm about to say, and then too, like for a lot of people, it's just a lot of suppressed things related to their family.
Because you seen people you ain't seen in a while,
or or maybe I just got some deep family stuff that you suppressed. Like,
but to think about it,
emotions.
Why did I get married?
Yeah,
the dinner scene. Why did I get married? You know what I'm saying? Like everything come out.
Yeah,
you seeing people you ain't seen in a while, or like you forced to be, quote unquote, forced to be around people. You might not be around every day. Maybe you got that cousin you ain't never had that conversation with, or maybe that uncle get on your nerve and you never got to tell him. You know, or your little brother always asking you for money and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like all those type of things. They surface. They really do surface at these holiday events. Especially in my family. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got one of them families like. We're going to have a good time, but it's something going to happen in that night that you're going to be like, here they go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he'd be like, bro, y'all could have did this. Y'all could have did this January through October. Y'all wait till Thanksgiving to get it off your chest, bro. Come on, man. You know. So if that's you, well, not if it's you. I'm pretty sure it's all of us in some certain way. Maybe you should write some stuff out before the holidays, you know. Get your minds together and stuff like that. That's all let me find a song.
Yeah. Because, I feel like, too, like, just when the suppression is, it's a lot of ways that you can kind of look at it, and I feel like everybody in some form or fashion suppress something, like whether it's a memory or emotions,
traumatic experiences, like
that you go through. Because I guess I know for a fact, some stuff I went through, I couldn't think about it because it'd be too much. But shouts out to good old therapy and stuff. So now,
and also, this not on the list, but it's very much a thing. You get to some good friends, they can help you with suppression too. Like a good friendship that's open. Like, I thought about this today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we kind of got that, if not in the public arena amongst ourselves and amongst each other, like.
When you can kind of.
When you kind of like, you could, I could bounce stuff off air there, like, man, that's a real life thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't gaslight each other, and we don't like, oh man, you tripping, bro. You're like, oh man, where'd that come from? But, friends is good too. So, but anyway, that's it.
This has been episode 89 of the Transferable Experience podcast.
Any other birthdays?
No. Maybe, but I don't know it. I don't think nobody else in November. But like always, remember to do all the things on all the things. Get those chili recipes together. Yeah. He want more than tortilla soup when it get cold.
Hey man, get you some nice. Oh, I had my first hot chocolate today. I take that back. I was off of my first hot chocolate, and I said it ain't cold enough.
I was thinking that to myself.
I said it ain't cold enough yet.
When you said that at first, I was like, "Oh, it's not cold.
It's not cold enough yet." And you know me, I like mine like how you like yours. Like,
I can't do warm beverages unless it's cold out. But that's my thing.
I don't feel like it's working. I don't feel like it's working. I don't feel
like it's not my thing.
But do all things. Get your Thanksgiving recipes together. All right, we too old not to be coming to Thanksgiving with something to put on the table.
Don't just come hungry.
Toby, I'm talking to you because I told you this Sunday.
Don't just come hungry, or at least contribute financially.
Just put a little.
Somebody got to pay for the food, and with inflation, stuff gonna be higher this year. On, don't just come hungry. Hey, contribute in some way.
Don't be that guy or that girl. Don't be them.
Till next time.